Hey guys, what's up? LegendBTV back at it again. Today, it is our top 10 best hit songs of 2017. Recording the worst list is a ton of fun. It gives me a chance to take out the trash that 2017 left us, but I also just feel a feeling of happiness, which is I love to feel whenever I talk about the great hits this year. And while 2017 unfortunately was a weaker year for the good side of hits, the ones that are on this list are really good. So I'm definitely excited to talk about the songs I actually really liked from this year, although there's not that many I can think of. Like, it was a pretty big struggle to make this list. I promise you, though, I genuinely like and love about every song on this list, and there's no filler entries and everything else. So, pretty much with that out of the way, let's get on with the top 10 best hit songs of 2017. But wait, there are a few more things we do need to go over before we get started. One, this is my opinion, my list. So if you don't like my opinion, you know, too bad. I mean, thankfully it's a more positive review. So you guys who didn't like me trashing 2017's bad pop music, then, you know, I mean, you guys should be happier because this is a more positive video. I mean, I don't know. Two, you are free to post in your comments respectfully about your opinions on the top 10 best hits and honorable mentions and everything. I mean, or you could just make your own list like I'm doing right here. Also, feel free to leave a comment about my video, how you felt about it, and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And like, comment if you enjoyed. Share the video, get everybody watching. Alright, anyways, let's get on with it. The top 10 best hit songs of 2017. Number 10. I was one, like many people, who was really baffled that Justin Bieber's Love Yourself topped the year-end list for last year. It was a thoroughly boring and uninteresting song, although I wouldn't find it bad. It's just I don't think it's really top of the year worthy. I mean, I actually would have preferred One Dance, because at least it's actually catchy. Yeah, it just really baffled me that that boring song made top the list. But this year's chart topper actually made my best list.
And I'm singing like, girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead.
I can see all the people disappointed that Despacito wasn't the top spot and it was Shape of You that made it, but hey, I'm here to say I am very glad that Shape of You made it over Despacito as the top spot, because man, this song is really good. It's very simplistic, but all the elements thrown together make this song very charming to me. And honestly, the lines like, your love was handmade for somebody like me, I found pretty clever. To me, in general, this is just a solid and likable pop song, and honestly, I'm pretty glad it was the #1 hit song. Although the picks coming up I would have preferred to be the #1 hit song this year, I'm definitely fine with this, and I'll definitely take it. Because it's really good, pretty catchy, and in general, you'll just get that boom, 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 boom loop stuck in your head all day. So, yeah, I'll take this. Not bad. Number 9. So Charlie Puth's had an interesting history with me. He did an admittedly solid job on See You Again, the first time I've ever heard of this dude, and then he released a follow-up song called Marvin Gaye, which... Moving on, then he released a follow-up called One Call Away, and then he put out a debut album. That debut album was not very good, in fact, and it was really disappointing because the guy I felt had some talent. I mean, although people complain he has, like, the thinnest falsetto you've probably ever heard, at least, you know, like, he wasn't really a bad singer to me anyways, and I felt like with stronger tunes, this guy could really build a name for himself. Well, in 2017, he actually, predictably, did deliver some solid tunes. Insert... This pick is probably incredibly predictable, but yeah, just like everybody else, I mean, I was pretty shocked when I heard this and I was like, whoa, this is really solid. This is really good. I mean, the bass line is pretty strong. Charlie Puth doesn't sound annoying, and he actually sounds really good, in fact, on these verses. I mean, who knew, right? Like, whoa. And it all builds up to an incredibly solid, well-produced, well-thought-out ending, and it really just builds up and swells up into this incredible crescendo production, and man, just this ending is excellent. It's kind of funny how this song depicts a girl just being with Charlie Puth for attention, and then on How Long, it's kind of a role reversal. Not that Charlie Puth's with the girl for attention, but just that he's a cheating little scumbag, and that he wants to be forgiven, and it only happened once, and blah blah blah. But anyways, yeah, it's just kind of odd how different the two songs are. but they're still pretty same in quality. I mean, I really like How Long, and I definitely would love it to make the 2018 year list, which will probably happen. But yeah, in general, they're both great songs, and I'm pretty excited for Voice Notes. Yeah, I said it. Song's great. Next. Number 8. So for any of y'all who watched my Maroon 5 review a few months ago, you already know where this is heading. This is definitely one of the catchiest pop hits of the year. It's got a great hook, although really repetitive. It's just a really nice hook that will definitely get stuck in your head, whether you like it or not. In general, the production has a great bass line going throughout. The guitar melody itself is a little weak, but in general, the bass line really swells up this production and just ties everything together and makes it sound great. Plus, Adam himself is always great on the song. Plus, I love on the video how it's like this deer who's saying, say, hey, hey now, baby.
Say, hey, hey now, baby.
The lyrics are pretty generic and they are pretty repetitive, but in general, I'll take it because I'm usually more of a production sort of critic anyways. And as long as lyrics aren't offensively bad, they're fine. Honestly, the lyrics here are a bit repetitive at times, a bit overly repetitive, like love me or not, love me or not, love me or not. But still, I can forgive it because the production sounds great. SZA does a nice job, although I do prefer Adam Levine's vocals on this track. But in general, though, both performers do a solid job here, and this production is awesome. Even though it does sound oddly similar to... Yeah, this beat's pretty much a carbon copy, but originality in 2017, am I right? But overall, this is definitely a charming and cute song that I could definitely see being on a lot of people's best lists. Oh, just mine? Okay. Number 7. So let's talk about One Direction again. 3 of the 5 solo members have already released debut albums. Zayn's Mine and Mine was pretty forgettable. Harry Styles' debut showed a lot of promise and some good instrumentation. Unfortunately, the lyrics department were very lacking, and unfortunately, it was just so repetitive and banal in the lyric department. And unfortunately, yeah, it just led to me just being really uninterested with the record as a whole, despite some good production. Overall, it's a record I wanted to like better than I actually did, and with repeated listens, it definitely shrunk on me a little bit. But it's an okay record. Niall Horan's Flicker, however, is a really nice soft rock record. It's got a lot of great songs, and I hope Too Much to Ask becomes a big hit because it's really good. And he did have a big hit this year, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I want you, baby, slow hands, like sweat dripping down my dirty laundry.
Yep, guys, that's right, Slow Hands is on my list. Honestly, the song is really good, from the guitar melody that always gets stuck in my head, and the verses, and then Niall's reverb-saturated vocals, which honestly sound great. I don't care how many people are like, he's using auto-tune, wah, wah. No, honestly, I love that, and the auto-tune makes this song sound incredible. Honestly, Niall sounds fantastic on these vocals. The lyrics are incredibly descriptive, if you will, because, yeah, they're oddly descriptive, describing lines such as, like sweat dripping down our dirty laundry. Okay, but in general, the song's just about that nice feeling of just, you know, wanting that girl's sweet love and sweat dripping down your dirty laundry. In general, if you look past the lyrical problems, it's still a really great song, though, and the bridge definitely ties this song together to make it absolutely fantastic. This bridge is definitely the best bridge of the year in terms of a hit song, and I am so glad that Niall was able to bring hits because his album was very good. Definitely check out Flicker, and yeah, solid song. Number 6. Hey, did any of you guys forget this was a hit till I reminded you?
Listen, seeing you got ritualistic, cleansing my soul of addiction for now.
Being released in March of this year, Drake's More Life had a lot of hype, but unfortunately just kind of let everybody pretty much down. And Kendrick Lamar's Damn pretty much just swooped everybody away, so that album's definitely like the best rap album of the year. for a lot of people, and Drake's More Life just, yeah, unfortunately turned into a forgettable pile of sludge. But this song, however, is definitely the best song on More Life, and for good reason. The beat's got a really good melody, and Drake sounds really good on it. Yeah, he's doing like the R&B kind of thing that he does, and honestly, he doesn't sound too monotone or uninterested. He sounds pretty good, actually, on this, and the beat's just kind of like, got like this electronic vibe, and he's got like, yeah, it's overall this nice, really cool pop song that, unfortunately, I don't have a lot to say about. That's about it. Good song. Number 5. Whenever I saw the Instagram photos popping up for Kygo doing a collab with Selena Gomez, I thought, wow, man, this guy's selling out already. And unfortunately, I wasn't really a huge fan of his sophomore album, Kids in Love, because it felt like he really was selling out, giving up his trademark tropical house sound for just whatever was popular in EDM, which is pretty much what he did there. Although it did have some solid songs on it, it just wasn't really a Kygo record. It felt like nameless producer with pop vocals record. Fortunately, though, this came out before that album, and the Stargazing EP, which 37 copies in the first week in the US, Kygo? What? What? I've never heard of anybody selling less than 50 copies. Like, a huge artist like you, maybe not as prominent in the US here, of course, but, like, for freaking sake, like, what, 37 copies? Well, okay. Anyways, the song here in particular, though, it was a big hit this year, a top 10 hit to be exact, and for good reason. It's great. Okay, let's get the obvious issues out here right away. The chorus is a little bit on the hit or miss side at times with me. Sometimes I really enjoy the chorus, other times I'm just like, yeah, let's just get right into the drop. Because the drop on this song is great. It's actually groovable, and it's got a lot of nice color to it, especially towards the end, where Kygo adds more of his tropical flair to this song. And honestly, the vocal chops don't sound that bad. At least there's more going on in the production. There's more color and everything. Whereas something like Kiara's Gold is so minimalist, and it makes you focus more on that vocal chop, and that's not good. But anyways, though, back to this song. It's definitely great, with Selena Gomez showing some rather heartfelt side of herself, and Kygo just providing some nice, dark, colorful tropical house production. And it's probably the last tropical house stuff we'll ever get from him, aside from that flop of a Stargazing EP, which that's just, oh my god, I'm sorry, Kygo, like, dang, that. I can't really see Kygo having many more hits in the US, because really, the US really doesn't seem to want him, really. His first time song with Ellie Goulding flopped hard, and then also pretty much any other time he's worked with a pop artist. I mean, he can't even get One Republic to get a hit, for real, so enjoy this hit for you, Kygo, in the US. At least it got people to know about you. Anyways, on the next song. Number 4. Time for another obvious pick. Unfortunately, guys, a lot of the picks on here are probably obvious, but to me, like I said, there was just like a handful of songs this year, unfortunately, that I had to pick from. Not a lot of songs on the year-end list this year were really all that good, but the ones here are definitely great, and this song, it's a shining example of it, because it's awesome.
Just stop your crying, it's a sign of the times. We gotta get away from.
Honestly, there's a lot to say here. The pianos start out really dark and in front of the mix, so there's a lot of, like, you know, really rich and dark piano going on at the beginning. Harry Styles really shows off how much of a powerhouse he is on this track, and it really just shows off some of his vocals, especially towards the end. The song slowly builds until it finally comes to a great climax, and then an awesome conclusion, and in general, yes, this is awesome. Honestly, it's a great rock song from Harry, and I wanted to see this become bigger, and then I wanted to see him release, oh, I don't know, Carolina as a follow-up, because that's even better. Honestly, man, Two Ghosts, yeah, it's okay, but in general, I didn't want that to be the follow-up single, and I'm glad it didn't really do that well, because it's pretty boring, but in general, it's a song about realizing, yeah, it's just a sign of the times. It's pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much what the song implies. Basically, you just have to grow up and realize you just can't go back to whatever it was that he was trying to go back to, but Anyways, there's other things to talk about here too. I'm really surprised this rock song really got up that high, but I definitely see why there wasn't much mass appeal to it. Because it is a rock song, and that's like, man, that's like a needle in a haystack, for real. Like, that's, oh my god, that's like so rare to actually find a rock song like hit number 4 on the charts. I mean, it slowly descended, but yeah, the only other rock song to hit number 4 on the charts, you know, coincidentally was Feel It Still by Portugal the Man, and that I honestly barely consider rock. But, you know, besides the point, though, this is an actually genuine rock song. Yeah, overall, it's got some nice color to it. It really swells and builds up and is very dramatic and dark and intense. And in general, it's a great song. There's a few issues, though. Honestly, this is a little nitpick, but for the longest time, I could never really get over the way Harry says the bullet and how it really annoyed me and kind of made me cringe. Listen. Also, I do wish the guitar on the song in the chorus was a little bit more in front of the mix, but it definitely felt like Harry Styles wanted to give the song a bit more of a poppy vibe, rather than really let those guitars explode. I felt like an awesome guitar solo would have been needed, or just have them be a little more in front of the mix. As it stands, though, the song is still very good, but I feel like, you know, it could have been, like, you know, excellent, or, like, probably top 10 of the year, had, you know, the guitar's just been there to add a little more melody to it, and just kind of been there to kind of support the piano melody, because the piano melody is really good by itself. But you know what I mean? I just feel like, you know, with a little bit more in there, it could have really exploded and been something, like, incredible. As is, though, this is still one of the best hits of the year, and I'm so glad it found a spot on the year-end list, because it definitely deserved it. Next song. Number 3. So yeah, Calvin Harris switched it up this year, graduating from his EDM roots into a more of a funk-leaning hip-hop rap feel, which unfortunately I feel like was definitely aimed to try and blend in with the rap trends of the year over EDM. While I feel like that can be a sellout, there's definitely, you know, worse albums thrown out this year that followed that trend. Colony by Steve Aoki. But yeah, in general, I guess I wasn't all too upset about Calvin Harris leaving EDM. After all, we did get this. Yes, guys, this song right here is excellent. Honestly, definitely one of the best hits in the year. When I thought about making a year-end list, this is definitely one of the best hits that came to mind already. This song is awesome. The colorful melody that starts it off, the big echoey claps. Frank Ocean and Migos do a great job, especially Migos, because he really seems to get into it. And honestly, I felt Frank Ocean kind of lagged on a bit. Honestly, sometimes I find his voice kind of monotone, but when I really get into the song, it really clicks with me, and I really got into it. Honestly, I dismissed the song at first for having more of a pop vibe, and I thought it was kind of a sellout, but no, I really started to get into the vibe of the song once I heard it a few more times. I was like, no, this really is really good. Honestly, the melody is great. It kind of has a little bit of a drop at the beginning, and it's kind of like a transition from his more EDM days into the Funk Wave Bounces days, which he's having now, which is probably the only drop, I believe, on that album. And that's really, yeah, that's one drop on a Calvin Harris album of 10 songs. Like, whoa, you don't see that every day, like, dang. It's also great to see a collaboration like this. You have an EDM star, an R&B star, and a rap group that's pretty much been, you know, really popular this year. How many songs have, like, you know, any three of the Migos been on this year? Like, whoa, oh my god, I'm trying to think here. The song also has an excellent bass groove and is really poppy and funky and dancey. And honestly, I feel like it's just an excellent transition song into his Funk Wave Bounces album. And it's definitely an excellent opener for the album too. And it's honestly just so fresh sounding, because at the time this was his first song of his new style. And you really thought, wow, Calvin Harris was delivering stuff of quality. Which honestly, for me, I really like Calvin Harris in general, so that wasn't a surprise. But man, I'm so glad a lot of you all got on board. I'm seeing this on a lot of best lists too, and I'm like, wow, I mean, for good reason. It's a great song. Number 2. This pick probably isn't going to shock any of you.
Pull up on your block, then break it down. We playing Tetris. AM to the PM, PM to the AM phone.
Yes, this is definitely the best rap hit of the year. This is definitely the most quotable rap song of the year. This is definitely the one with the most energy, the best beat. Honestly, that beat is so memorable, from like the doon 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 doon. Yeah, and honestly, dang, it's such a catchy and memorable beat. Kendrick Lamar has a lot of charisma and presence. I really love him on this song. It's got some excellent lyrics and some quotable lines, and it's a really funny song too. Some of these lines are incredible, like these.
Pull up on your block, then break it down. We playing Tetris. Get the fuck off my dick, that ain't right. My left pant just went viral.
I'm honestly so glad this song hit #1 and got as big as it did, because honestly this song definitely deserves it. It's a really awesome song, and I can't get over how amazing this production sounds mixed with Kendrick. Like, once that beat going, it just hooks you in completely. Like, Kendrick's like, hey, it's time to go, let's get going, and it's like the beat just kicks in. It has a lot of flair. It's so fire, if you know what I mean. Oh, I'm so cringy. It's so fire though. Like, it's so lit. Before we get to our #1, here are some honorable mentions. Yes, Unforgettable is definitely a really nice dance hall hit. Honestly, it's got a lot of color and swell to it, and you just probably wouldn't expect that from a French Montana song, but you really got it this year. So glad this was a hit. Wow, Thomas Rhett has a really great song on him. This song is awesome. It has a lot of swell and bombast to it, and I'm so glad it peaked in the top 40. Maren Morris sounds beautiful on this song too, and yeah, really, this is a great collaboration, and it should have gotten more popular than it did.
When it comes to you, don't be blind.
Yeah, admittedly, this song did flop, but it's probably one of David Guetta's best singles to date. Honestly, it's nowhere near as bland as a lot of his 2011, 2012 stuff was, and Bieber sounds pretty good at this, and the drop is serviceable. It's not bad. So in general, this is a really good song. Yeah, this is a 2016 hit, but it's just so groovy and catchy and awesome and memorable that I can't stop the feeling.
You know that since the day I met you, yeah, you swept me off my feet. You know that I don't need no money.
Am I the only one who thinks this is overhated? Okay, sure, the Ed Sheeran part is definitely cringy, but Liam Payne does seem to have a lot of fun with this song, and in general, it's got a nice, snappy beat, and the production, although sounding a little awkward at times, is still, in general, alright. So I think this is definitely an overhated song, and is nowhere near as bad as many people are saying.
Are you happy now? I don't wanna know, no, who's taking you home, I'm loving you.
Yeah, Maroon 5.
Feels like I don't know you anymore. I don't understand why you're so cold.
Is still great, but I feel like I should definitely go into detail on why I like both of these songs. Honestly, the tropical flavor on Don't Wanna Know doesn't sound really that bland to me. Okay, honestly, it's definitely a sellout. It's definitely a tropical sellout to the times, but in general, Adam Levine still sounds really great on it too, especially when he hits those falsettos, because honestly, I think Adam Levine just kills it when he does the falsettos and everything. So, in general, I can definitely see why someone would hate Don't Wanna Know, but in general, I think it's really good, to be honest. And yeah, I can't believe I just said that, but you can leave your hate comments all you want. I don't care. I love Don't Wanna Know. There, I said it. Cold's also pretty good too, just so you know.
I got no rules, I count 'em.
Yeah, this UK superstar has landed a top 20 hit in the US with this, and honestly, I'm glad it stuck around because it's got a pretty good melody, pretty good message, and overall, a pretty good song, except for the drop, which is definitely underwhelming, but you know, it's all good. This definitely should have been bigger than it was. For real, Lord didn't really get any hits this year, and that's sad because Melodrama was really good, and this song is so catchy and uplifting and everything. And yeah, a lot of Lord's hits from the past album weren't as good as this, but that's just my opinion. Well, it didn't make the year-end list, but it's definitely good enough for an honorable mention. Honestly, this song is awesome. Like, it's so catchy, and I don't know why. It hooks me back in to listen to it every time that How Long part comes on, and Okay, that's enough. Like I said, definitely a great song. Definitely deserves to be a hit. And now, number 1. So, this guy right here definitely deserves more hits because this particular artist has been making some of the most creative and thoughtful pop music in a while. It's pop music that really makes you think with melodies that'll have you singing the songs all day long. Now, who is that artist? Well, let's just say this particular artist is at an all-time... Yes, corny joke aside, All-Time Low by Jon Bellion is my number 1 pick. Honestly, this song is just incredible. Like, when I first heard it on the radio, I'm like, how is this song on the radio? It's so, it's so different from all the basic trash that you hear on there most of the time. And, like, in a good way, the production has a lot of stuff going on, from the whoo, adding so much energy to the song, the heavy beats going on that are super catchy, low part that sounds incredibly infectious, and the lyrics that depict a relationship that just completely died, and Jon is incredibly upset about that, and he's pretty upset. But yeah, the organ instruments on this sound really good as well here too, and in general the song just has a lot of swell and bombast. Honestly, it's what I feel like 2016 should have done better. Like, sad songs that didn't beat you in the face with how sad they are and sound, like I Hate You, I Love You, for example. The songs that are sad but have like a happier tune to them. Like, honestly, they give you a mix of like songs that you get, they're sad songs, but they don't want to make you want to kill yourself when you hear them. See, that's what I feel like 2016 should have done better, and this song is definitely a great example of that, and it is definitely the best hit song of 2016 and 17. In general, that's our best list. Thank you all for watching, guys. I am LegendBTV. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment down below, like, tell me what you want to review. More album reviews are coming soon, and more other things are coming soon too. So share the video with your friends, guys. Let's get this video seen. Hopefully get it to 1,000 views soon. And thank you all. I'm LegendBTV. Subscribe.